Well, that was an interesting vlog on Thursday. Joe Budden flipping out on Angel. But there is one thing that bothered me a lot besides the back and forth exchange. It was the date. I made a freaking typo. I wrote Friday. It was really a Thursday. But life goes on. You make typos. It's whatever. Anyways, today is Friday, which means last night Kendrick Lamar's album Damn dropped. And initial thoughts? I really like some of these tracks. Love, God, Humble, the list goes on, but I'm gonna get some of my coworkers' thoughts.
It's really good. People have criticized Kendrick when it comes to album time because they say like it's not accessible and they say that it doesn't have replay value. But I want to hear what they say about this album because there's no way they can make that distinction this time around. So I guess they're gonna have to find another excuse of why they don't enjoy it. But this is a really good album, and I don't see anybody not liking this album if they love real hip hop.
Love is really great, and then God and Duckworth are nuts.
Duckworth is crazy.
What was Ross saying? The last 3 tracks, right? It goes Fear, God, Duckworth. Yeah. Those last 3 are all very, very great. The big surprise, I think, to everyone is that the U2 song is incredibly not corny.
I haven't spent a ton of time with it, so I don't want to be too eager to have an opinion, but from what I've heard, I like it quite a bit, and there's a couple standout tracks, but it doesn't really sound like there's a lot on there that we didn't know Kendrick could do already.
It takes me a very long time to formulate an opinion on a piece of art, period. I don't really understand how the joint dropped last night. I don't understand how anyone can have an opinion about an album so damn fast. It takes me a long time to digest an album. I like to take a week, 2 weeks, a long time, and then try to come back to it weeks later to see how I feel about it.
It's hard to say. I obviously want to let it sit a while longer. I've probably listened to it like 10, 15 times since I first heard it last night, but you know, obviously I think it's a lot more accessible than To Pimp a Butterfly, even though I think that album's accessibility was, or inaccessibility was completely overblown. Still picking out favorite tracks, like Fear is so good. Like I just want to listen to that like hundreds of more times. DNA is really good. He's able to survive U2 being on the record, which is fine and all. He's got some crazy warped piano sample in the beginning of it.
So I haven't got to really be present with the album. Like I just been fucking with like his flow and stuff like that. Really like DNA. Real turn on DNA, really like Element. It's a dope album, but I need to really sit and like dissect, which I haven't had to do because I am working.
Would you say best album so far of 2017?
I think it's definitely up there. Like what I like.
Top 2, top 3?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like on that level. The other stuff I like this year, I like the album Rock Marciano put out this year a lot.
I need to listen to it a lot more to formulate opinion, and that's really all I have to say about that. It's a body of art. I respect art, and it's going to take me a while to digest it, period.
But you're also not going to find out which songs are the skips until you listen to it
as a body.
Yeah, no, more than once, because all of a sudden you listen to the first 2-3 times, you listen to the whole record, but then once you've heard the album 15 times, you're like, no, I'm not listening to these songs.
The other
you know
thing
what I mean? Like,
yes.
so how is it an instant classic at that point? And I'm not even referring to Kendrick's things, but you're saying a slice of pizza, you might eat a slice of pizza and it may be amazing, but what happens if you eat that same slice of pizza 2, 3, 4 days in a row, then all of a sudden you're like, I don't really, it's like, it was great the first 2 times I had it, but I don't really want this anymore.
And the same thing with Kendrick, like, that's different to me, or the different thing about Kendrick than, let's say, Drake, is people were asking me how I felt about the single, the Be Humble single. I didn't listen to the single because I needed, no, not at all, not before, no, because I needed to listen to it in its position in the whole body of work. When I listen to Kendrick, I listen to his stuff as a body of work. Drake, I can pick and choose his singles and be like, yo, this is a dope single. I don't need to listen to the body of work, but Kendrick's projects are more of a story to me. I need to listen to his singles in the context of the entire story. Which goes back to what.
And also, for the record, we went on a limousine ride once with Rich Mays Lopez.
Did we?
And he grabbed the aux cord and he put on Sean Paul, and it was amazing.
Fire!
Hey Zoe.
What's up?
Did you get a chance to listen to the Kendrick album?
Yeah.
Got any favorite tracks?
Yeah, my favorite track is Salad.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's the bonus track.
Okay. Salad. Huh.
By the time you guys watch this video on Monday, the first game of the NBA playoffs would have happened already. So, I'm gonna go get some predictions from my man Adam.
First and foremost, for the first round, the NBA badly needs to go back to the 5-game series. We don't need a, yeah, we don't. Why do we need a 7-game series in the first round?
Yeah.
You have maybe 2 or 3 matchups that are really interesting. People would like to see a 7-game series. But other than that, I'm fine with getting the crappy teams out of the way as quickly as possible. That being said, obviously the series that everyone is gassed about and wants to see go to a 7-game series, Houston and Oklahoma City. My pick for that series, I probably lean the Thunder, and they're a lively underdog, 3-1 if you want to, throw some money on that. Other first-round series, Golden State probably a sweep. I think the Jazz have what it takes to pick up the Clippers, because I think the Clippers at this point are a team that needs to be blown up. I probably see the Clippers eking out a tough series victory over the Jazz, but I think the Jazz could pick them off. And the fourth series in the West, Spurs and Grizzlies. This is actually my favorite series of all the first round series, just because you're gonna have an old school, like, teeth knocking defensive battle, and these games are gonna be like in the 80s. In the East, I think Boston easily takes out the Bulls. Hawks and Wizards. Wizards, I think, kind of romp in that one. Toronto, Milwaukee is a little bit interesting because we want to see how Giannis does on this, big stage, and can he carry over the MVP caliber season he kind of put together, even though he's not going to be in the consideration. I do think Toronto with Lowry back now, and they're the infusion of Serge Ibaka, and obviously DeMar DeRozan having an excellent season. I think still too much talent for them to lose to the Bucks in a 7-game series. And then finally, we were talking about the Cavs and Pacers series, and they kick off the action on Saturday. We're wondering how many games can the Pacers actually get off the Cavs. We have some people like Rich over here wilding out and saying that the Cavs are going to lose 2 games and the Pacers can make it an actual series. The rest of us seem to think that if the Pacers get 1 game off the Cavs, that'd be monumental. So I think Cavs in a romp, probably in 5 games, but very easy to see a sweep in that one.
All right, Ron, it's coming towards the end of the day. You know what time it is. Close out the vlog with a piece of life advice.
Always know your worth and take chances.
I like that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Deuces!